Hey, I'm Alesha. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna basically talk about why I don't want to be famous because sometimes being an actress, even a musician, people are like, well, how come you don't want millions of fans and all that jazz? Oh, yeah, July 24th was National Tequila Day, so happy Tequila Day every day for us tequila people. Got my drink, but I also got my water because it's hot out here. So, how's everybody going? And oh yeah, I forgot to show this shirt. No uglies allowed. But you know what? That's one of my favorite Jake's t-shirts. I believe there's more ugly personalities and ugly people. And anywho, go ahead and get into it. Now, one of the reasons why I don't personally want to be famous is again, like I said in the last video, I hate the idea of everybody or people, not everybody, but people just asking you questions on your personal life. And if you do start dating people, they follow you around. They're like so interested in your life that they don't have a life of their own. That's a little annoying. But I'm gonna try to go back from to advantages and disadvantages and tell you my background. Um, I think one of the advantages I see is that you do get special treatment. I don't think that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban would have gotten that special treatment if they weren't A-list stars and had money. Let's just be honest, and we live in a world where if you have money, if you have power, if you have prestige, you'll get special treatment. And I mean, I've seen, VIPs cut lines to get in the clubs and parties and all that kind of jazz. But I'm gonna bring up my. I was actually. See if I can find you real quick. And this is from a long time ago. Boom. Okay, so long time ago, I was a musician. I still am, but I was just starting out. Word got out about it, and I started to get a little local buzz. Not famous, not pop stardom, global stardom, nothing like that. But it was just local buzz. Start to really see how people treat you when they think you're going somewhere. Even the people that were spreading rumors and gossip about me. Oh, we should get on her bandwagon. People who were all of a sudden who were mean to me or didn't want nothing to do with me, all of a sudden they just started to hop on my bandwagon. You had to really be careful about people just coming around because you have things. They don't really get to know you for who you are. They want to be around you for what you got. And I just noticed this. Oh, Alicia, you're silky slick, and man, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was more local, local. At that point, and to this day, I really had no desire to be famous. In fact, I was supposed to be on the front cover, but they didn't want some weirdo coming to my high school, and I'm just like, this might be the last and only cover because again, I'm not trying to be famous. I just want to earn a living off my music. And at the time, I was more interested in going to school than actually pursuing music full time, which sometimes I wonder if that was a mistake, but that's another story for another day. Um, I had to die down a hype because, hey, it's not that big of a deal. So I would say one of the disadvantages of fame is you're not really sure who you can trust. Um, Me being somebody that doesn't trust easy, I'm always watching myself with people anyways. When you're famous, this kind of definitely heightens because would you see me as a role model if I wasn't famous? Because just because I'm famous doesn't make me a good role model. Even local celebrity doesn't make me a role model. I might have a talent, but that doesn't mean I'm a role model. And some celebrities, just because they have a spotlight on them, they might be good people, they might not be good people, but because they have a spotlight on them and everybody's, paying attention to them, everybody assumes that they're a role model. And getting back to my background, I've had local buzz, but I've also worked with A through Z celebrities on different film sets I've been in across the country, from LA to New York, even local stuff in my hometown, Indy, and Chicago, back through Indy to Nashville to Atlanta. Been all over the place. And I got to know people. And sometimes it's not even famous people. It's local people. It's people who are, have a following in that town, a specific town. They might not be famous outside the town, but they have a nice little following in that town. And I even got to talking with a couple people who shall remain nameless. I just said, hey, how in the hell can you trust people? How do you know if somebody isn't around you because of what you got, or how can you tell? And they said, honestly, you can't. You almost just have to pick the people that knew you before you were famous, because after fame, during fame, and after fame, a lot of people leave because you don't have what they want anymore. And during fame, people are around you because, oh, I want some of that stardom. They want to ride your coattail. And sometimes people even try to stomp you on the way to get there. But once you get there, everybody's acting like, oh, I've supported you this whole time. So you come around a bunch of fakes. So that's why I tell my friends, because I have a lot of Indianapolis friends who are rising, getting a bunch of Spotify streams. They want to head the famous route, and I wish them all the best. Hope you guys know what I know, because fame, it's great, it has its perks, but it's not what it's cracked up to be. And like I said in the last video, not the last video, but probably a couple videos back, if I had to be famous or my friend had to be famous, I would definitely give him my spot, no problem. I don't mind letting them get on first. So I will say another advantage is by name dropping your name, which I'm not really a fan of name dropping, because again, instead of paying your way, you got a name drop to get preferential treatment, which I'm not a huge fan of. So yeah, I know celebrities, but I would never name drop their name. I would just pay my way or pay my ticket, pay for my ticket instead of just name dropping, because I never liked this one. But by name dropping your name, your entourage or friends can get special treatment, or even a huge following on social media. I've seen this happen. Like I said, I got my little thing of notes. And if you look on television, there's people who've gotten away with crimes because they're celebrities, get a slap on the wrist, get away with these very, 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 very lenient sentences, or if at all. Sometimes they don't even have to go to prison. If they do go to prison, there's luxury prisons, and there's prisons where they actually get to check out. I didn't believe it until I actually did research. Another advantage is you have major influence over people, and sometimes almost too much influence. Sometimes people will look to you for inspiration even before thinking for themselves. This can be a bad thing. Like, it's nothing wrong with looking up to somebody. There's nothing wrong with looking up to a celebrity, but have your own life and think for yourself. Like, I love my celebrity friends and, A through Zers to death, but I'm not going to go to them for medical advice. And sometimes when they have an opinion on something, oh, I'm going to do what they're doing. Make sure you check with your doctor and make sure that you will be healthy and safe, because you don't want to follow everything a celebrity does. Just because the celebrity wears something doesn't mean it looks good on you. Just because they take a pill or a supplement doesn't mean it's healthy for you. So be careful. Look up to people, but have your own mind. And in some instances, with a project, like, you never know as an actress or a musician what song or what project that you could get involved with that can impact an entire generation. Like, I'm pretty sure at the time, the very first Harry Potter, they had no idea, how big Harry Potter, how Twilight was going to be, or how Big Bang Theory. You have no idea how a show's going to be, especially during pilot season. That's why when I book stuff, sometimes I don't say nothing. If it gets on television, great. Sometimes it don't even get on television because the network drops it. That's why it's just best when you book stuff, you just don't say nothing until you see it on television. And it also puts you as an actor in a good position because they know you can keep your mouth shut and they'll book you for later roles. But anywho, let's just say your project makes it, it becomes really, 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 really big. Congratulations, you automatically have this, generational impact where, you know, kids and grandkids are going to be watching your movie. Sometimes that happens. When you book a project, you just don't know how it's going to turn out. But for the successful projects, your name is attached to a very successful thing. Like, It's a Wonderful Life. You know, years later, we're still watching It's a Wonderful Life. I'm pretty sure when they filmed It's a Wonderful Life, they had no idea how big it was going to be. So sometimes you have to brace yourself. Sometimes, like I said, the commercials, the films, theater projects, sometimes the things that we get involved with could impact a small group, but it also could be worldwide. You just never know. And also, if you're a celebrity and you have millions, even 100 million followers, somebody picks on you, you have a bunch of people defending you, and that's an advantage. Sometimes people like to pick on people just because they can. And it's nice to have a group of people say, you know what, leave her alone. She's going through enough. Let her have her privacy. Let him have his privacy. Another advantage that I can see is the items that you sell can sell quickly in comparison to somebody who's not famous. So if you have pants and they and it catches on, people will like it. And according to Real Rundown, which is very true, fame definitely means money, power, and prestige. And one more important thing, like I said before, people assume that you're smart, even though sometimes it's not deserved. Like, some people look at people, celebrities, wealthy people, oh, they're automatically smart because they have money, and I would never get in that position. Most people will not get in the fame, money, power position, and the fact that you're in that position makes you stand out. So people see you as smart regardless, because again, money means power. Okay, so here are some of the disadvantages. Oh man, I only got a minute left, so let's just make this quick. It can bring out the worst in people. Sometimes when drama happens, you'll see people taking sides. If you collaborate with this person, then you're not cool with me. And that's not necessarily the case. I might want to make a song with this artist, but I like you too. I don't want to be in the middle of whatever shit you guys have happening between your two camps. I just want to work with, this person to create a movie, maybe this person to create a movie project, or something else, or maybe I want to write a book. It seems like to me that Hollywood's kind of like a big old high school all over. And I'm just like, man. So, and another disadvantage, like I said many times before, you don't know what people's intentions are. Do they want to be your friend for you, or do they want to hang out with you for what you got? People believe everything that they see and read in social media or on media without question. Just because you see it in the magazine doesn't mean it's real. People are just writing this to sell stuff, right? And people think that when you are a parent and a celebrity, they can tell your kids or tell you how to parent, or tell your kids, oh, your mommy's not doing this right. That's not your place. Stalkers, people trying to figure out where you live. And people forget that you're a human being and you make mistakes. I got 5 more seconds left.